Good Monday afternoon, everybody. My name is Eli Robinson. I am the Chief Trivia Officer of Water Cooler Trivia, coming to you live on Monday afternoon, talking to you about this week's trivia game, all about the iTunes store. We'll get to that in a second. What is Water Cooler Trivia? Water Cooler Trivia is a platform where you can play trivia against your coworkers, your office mates, your friends, your family, your groups, organizations, whatever it may be, and enjoy a little bit of competition, a little bit of camaraderie, whatever it may be, to make the week go by with a little bit more fun. You can find us online at watercoolertrivia.com. You can find me online at Chief Trivia Officer. Okay, so what was this week's game? Here's how we introduced it. 20 years ago this week, on April 28, 2003, the iTunes store launched to the masses. While digital music had been around for a little bit, the ability to instantly buy any song you wanted for 99 cents forever changed the way media was distributed. While streaming has meant that most of us now have moved on from the iTunes era, we thought we'd take another look at some of the songs that flew off the digital shelves. Welcome back to the aughts. So for those of you who, spent a decade under a rock for 10 years, basically the only way that people got music, as CDs were fading away, was the iTunes store. And it's kind of crazy for those of us who've lived through it now on the other side of it, that it's now 20 years ago that the iTunes store launched. And so we picked 10 songs from the iTunes store and kind of asked trivia questions about them. Here's how the stats panned out. So the most common was a perfect score, just over 35%. Turns out that a lot of you did live through the iTunes era, and hopefully you enjoyed like a small return to glory, and then fading off through there. So ultimately, probably a lot of games came down to the tiebreaker. But 3 questions I wanted to talk about today. The first one, for some reason, Apple literally adopted it as an iPod commercial jingle. Uno, dos, tres, 14, 1, 2, 3, 14 is the bad Spanish kickstarting what U2 song that shares its lofty V-word title, the Woozy Alfred Hitchcock movie. 75% correct. So this is one of those things where, for those of you who are around for it, like this song was ubiquitous because of how many advertisements featured it for, a year or whatever it may be. The kind of weirder part about it is you didn't really know what the name of the song was. So I bet for a lot of people, be it they knew the Hitchcock movie or they didn't know the Hitchcock movie, it was kind of cool to see that the song was called Vertigo. So you took a very famous band, a very famous moment, but actually not a particularly famous song title. So about 75% correct. A lot of people obviously did that one well. All right, the hardest one of this week, a Ferrero-owned confection that promises a joke on every rapper. A 2005 D4L song that wants girls to shake the title thing so much that they sing it 29 times. They share what rhyming 2-word name? Shake your Laffy Taffy, your Laffy Taffy girl, shake your Laffy Taffy. That's right, Laffy Taffy. Some of you probably, as you were thinking about this, went way back to your childhood when you likely were consuming more Laffy Taffy. A lot of people guessed Tutti Frutti. I think Tutti Frutti was a song from like the 60s, 50s even, like a very, very long time ago. But no, the answer was Laffy Taffy. So in this situation, you took a famous song from a not so famous band. I don't know exactly what happened to D4L, however, they did not really make it other than a one-hit wonder. And so that was kind of fun. So, people have likely heard the song, but they didn't know that who the band was. So hopefully people enjoyed that. And then finally, I just had to show you guys the list. The last question this week was, I can buy that. When Apple sold its 10 billionth song in 2010, they published a list of the 25 most downloaded iTunes songs up to that point. 24 of the songs were from the iTunes era. That's something I made up. Number 21 on the list, however, was What Inescapable Journey song about a small town girl living in a lonely world. So here's the whole list. So we asked about this week, Poker Face was in there, and let's see, what else was in there? Party in the USA made it in, and How to Save a Life made it in. But there you go, like if you look at these 25 songs, like which one does not belong? Of course, it would be Don't Stop Believing by Journey. Somebody wrote in that I guess it was in the pilot of Glee the song was sang, and so they thought that perhaps that's why it became so popular. But pretty amazing to see it on this list. Once again, my name's Eli Robinson. This is Water Cooler Trivia. Until next week, keep on triving on. We're back with Coronation Week next week, I believe. Oh yeah. Oh, gonna be really fun. Catch you later.